Greetings, Master Nigel here again. In this video, I will be acting as your host, and I will be acting as a prospective master who would like to learn more about the curriculum or get an overview of the curriculum for the Mastery Performance Activation System. Now, I like to start with the end in mind, which means that the ultimate end goal for the Mastery Performance Activation System is to be invited into the advanced practices. The intention here is to engage in tools, practices, and distinctions that allow the prospective master like myself to engage in activities that change the world and allow a large number of people, hopefully around 10% in my lifetime, to start experiencing heaven here on earth. The curriculum journey actually starts with the foundation practices. And in the foundation practices, the intention is to allow the prospective master to start developing a high level of awareness and mastery of the four realms that constitute the temple. They are the spiritual realm, the mental realm, the physical realm, and the emotional realm. During the foundation practices, a great deal of attention is placed on the mental realm so that I am aware of the key distinctions of thought and mental activity that causes the behavior or responses in the physical realm, and then also a lot of attention and distinctions are placed in the emotional realm so that the three realms, mental, physical, and emotional, work together in beautiful harmony. And when that, as I'm developing my practice, I will noticing that I'm developing a higher level of mental mastery and a higher level of physical mastery and a higher level of emotional mastery. During the foundation practices, once the level of mastery in the three realms just mentioned gets to around level 4.6, I will start to notice that I am able to tune in with more precision and accuracy to my spiritual realms. And then I'll be basically being divinely guided as to what the spiritual realm is directing my mental realm to do, which causes my behavior in the physical realm and thus the responses in my emotional realm. So as I'm developing my foundation practices, I'm also beginning to develop my core practices. And my core practices involve knowing my core identity, knowing my core purpose, knowing my core gifts, knowing my core values, knowing my core vision, and knowing my core roles for my life. And to the degree that I develop high levels of mastery in each of these domains, I will start to exhibit more power and mastery in my life in general, and I can begin to harness these core faculties to start to create my business practices. And my business practices consist of my vocation. And vocation refers to the use of my voice. One of the distinctions that is in the Mastery Performance Activation curriculum is my voice is my moneymaker. In other words, my voice is the primary instrument that I use to create and distribute value into the world based on the core faculties that I have harnessed. And so it is very likely that during my business practices, I will be engaged in a lot of entrepreneurial activity and leveraging my foundation practices and my core practices to enhance the rate at which I deliver value in the world through my business vehicles and practices. Now, as I'm building on my foundation, building on my core, and building on my um, business practices, I will also start to build my personal practices. And my personal practices include mastery of my health, mastery of my relationships, and mastery of my lifestyle. Each one of these domains, health, relationship, and lifestyle, I will be engaged in deep practices. And the intention will be for me as the practicing master, to take each of these areas to what is called level 7. And at level 7, I am the role model in each of these domains, and my level of potency, practice, and mastery is so strong that others are beginning to replicate me. And when I am operating at this high level of mastery, then I'm in a very good position to start to impact the world or create a movement that allows others to join me in modeling me and thus creating the experience of heaven here on earth. So that's a summary of the overall the Master Performance Curriculum overview. Just to recap, it starts off with foundation practices, which are ongoing. Then we build on that and add core practices, which are ongoing, which helps and leads to the creation and development of my business practices, which are ongoing. And this facilitates the development and mastery in my personal practices, which will be ongoing. And when all of these different practices are combined in whatever format that I'm engaged in, I am in a very strong position to effect changes in the world and allow others to experience heaven on earth. So this is Master Nigel, um, thanking my fellow audience for watching, and I look forward to meeting again in another video.